Greetings from the Cathedral of the Most Blessed Sacrament, the Mother Church of the Archdiocese of Detroit, also known as the Cathedral of the Arts. I'm Father J.J. Meck, I'm the rector here, and we are continuing our video series featuring different beautiful works of art that we have here in our cathedral. I'm standing presently before this wonderful carving, and this is actually known as a retable, also known as a reredos. That's sometimes interchangeable now in our modern day conversations. What those things are pieces of art that used to exist that were connected to the altars that were in our churches. Pre-Vatican II, when the priest had his back to the people, he would face one of these beautiful pieces of art. Now, a retable rests either on the altar at its edge or literally butts up against the back of the altar. A reredos goes from floor to ceiling and it backs up on the wall of the area of the sanctuary. We had a reredos here about 20 years ago when it was removed in our main body of the church, and the statues were then transferred over in our Blessed Sacrament Chapel, and they surround the tabernacle here. Now, this altar was one of the side altars in the cathedral. This is the one dedicated to Our Lady. And then presently now it faces the St. Joseph altar retable that is here in our chapel as well. And we're going to be going into a little more detail in one of our following videos explaining who all the other saints are, but I'll give you a little hint. On either side of Blessed Mother is Mom and Dad. So we have St. Jehoiakim, and then we have St. Anne, who are her parents, Jesus' grandparents. And so we'll tell you all about the symbols and the details that they hold. But I'm going to take you now to another reredos that we have here in the cathedral that you might find interesting as well. So where I'm standing now is in our cloister in the cathedral. And if you've been here, you've seen, since I've arrived, we put two of these pieces of art on the wall. This is actually one side of a retable. And I tried to do as much research of where we got this and why we have it here, and could not find an answer. I've asked bishops and other places where it used to be, and no one knows where it originated. I had somebody from the Detroit Institute of Arts come, and they guess, their best guesstimation is that these retables or these reredoses come from the 14th century. I thought it would be interesting for you to note as you look at them how these were created and what is the material that came to be about in creating these. They, as you look at them, they're made, some people thought they were leather and it's kind of a harder piece, but what this is this is made out of linden or pine wood, and it's a long and complex process. And what happens is they take layers of linen soaked in sturgeon glue, which is actually fish glue, and they put it on panels over panels over panels, and sometimes there's 10 layers of this. You'll see there's some missing pieces on the different reredoses, and you'll see white that's poking out the back. And what happens is this is because there's chalk underneath there, and it's mixed also with fish glue. And this is called gesso. You probably have heard that term. And with all these different layers, they build it up over the cloth. And then if you look closely at these, which is really beautiful, on different parts of the artwork over the cracks, you can kind of see something where there's been an indentation that has been made. So they use egg tempera paints that happen, like they'll use cinnabar for reds and ochre, which is oxide for the iron oxide, I should say, for yellow, and then they use lapis lazuli for blues. And all these natural minerals are used to help the paint be more vibrant. And then this has been in a church for many, many years, as you can tell. So it's been a little bit darkened and probably needs to be cleaned, because there's also gold that is on the layers of this entire beautiful retable or reredos, because it wants to be luminous, and that's what the artist was trying to allow to happen as people were celebrating Mass and they were looking at the images, which is of the 12 apostles. And so then what happens is it's varnished with linseed oil, and it's covered to make it more vibrant. But one of my favorite things that happens on there is they take a needle, and before the paint is ever added, they do a design, and you can see the indentations and the design that surrounds all of the artwork, if you look closely, of where they had done these various designs of their halos and the pinpoint of what happens on there. And they're just beautiful to reflect on. In another video, you'll be able to see as we talk about the various apostles and how we know which apostle is which and what they hold and what they represent. So please come visit us at the Cathedral of the Most Blessed Sacrament. Know of our prayers and keep us in prayer as well. Thank you.